Hi there, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me once again as we dip into memory lane and have a look at these classic Matchbox kits and just some little bite-sized videos that are quite evocative, I think, and remind people of kits of days gone by and kits they probably remember and made themselves. And today we're still in the purple range, the pocket money range, and these were kits that were probably about between 25 and 35p when they came out in 1976, this one. So it's the Hanomag. So the Hanomag is the German half-track all-purpose armoured vehicle. It's got like truck wheels at the front and a half-track for the rest of the drive. This particular one's very good because it has this really, again, it's got this beautiful artwork by Oxley, and if you look closely at the picture you'll see that they're under attack from an RAF Hurricane. It's been strafing them in North Africa, and it basically says on the front, the gun crew of the Hanomag of the 21st Panzer Division put up covering fire in a desperate attempt to evade strafing hurricanes of the Royal Air Force Desert Air Force during their Africa Corps retreat to Tripoli, Wadi Shabir, January the 2nd, 1943. And typically of this era, we have obviously we've got the artwork is repeated on the end. This is PK-83, by the way. And then on the reverse, just pop that back in there. On the reverse, we have this slightly different style where they show the finished unpainted kit on the back. Before they would be on the side, and now they've done it the other way around for whatever reason. They changed their mind, and they now show it on the top with full paint job, all decaled up, and on the back it's as you would do it if you didn't bother to paint it. Now it's very interesting because I actually made this kit. Of course this has got the cellophane window box traditional style that they had, but I built this. I had an example that had a bit missing, the roadway was missing. So I decided to build it anyway, but it did have the wall in the background. But what's rather interesting about this is that it has, as you may just have noticed, it's got some sort of German nasty propaganda, and then it has some abusive graffiti. But it's different from the kit that I made. Both the poster and the graffiti are not the same. So I'll show you what mine says here. It is just the wall, so I haven't got the rest of the diorama, unfortunately. And on mine it says, on the right, it's a poster advertising the Flak Tower, which is literally the Flak Towers in Berlin. And then you've got this graffiti that says Bruder, leg die Waffen nieder, which basically means brother, lay down your arms. So it's kind of a slightly, you might say, a conscientious objector or pacifist message, or just normal German people that have had enough of the war, posting that against the advert for the Flak Tower. But on this one, it's different, and I've actually got the decals here, so I'll show you. The decals are quite old, so bear with me. But what we have here is a rather, perhaps slightly not very questionable taste on the Waffen SS advert recruitment poster at the top there, but this is typical of the era. But there we've got this some graffiti underneath. I don't know if you can just make this out. The graffiti is quite hard to read because it's against a light background. But what it says is Schwarzem Vertraven dem Führer, which basically means a rough sort of meaningful translation of that would actually mean the Führer represents darkness or blackness. So again, a sort of abusive message been thrown in there by the locals. But anyway, let's have a look at what's inside. So first of all, obviously we saw the decals, and you've got two options. You've got the Africa Corps, or you've got this Berlin scene. Now interestingly, when you look at the typical purple range instructions, you have got a little bit of blurb as we normally get, and then on the back we get the sort of details of how to paint and decal it up, depending on whether you're Africa Corps or the Panzer Regiment, 21st Panzer Division in Berlin. On the inside interestingly, they've done something again. It's like a little bit random. They've gone and produced it's a bit damaged actually. I think the print's worn off, or it's faulty print, but it's actually like a camo pattern, which doesn't actually have markings to go with that, so it's a little bit odd. Anyway, let's have a look. You've obviously got your Humbrol call-outs there for the enamel paints, and you've got your small parts painting guide here. But then we start basically. We start basically with the building the chassis and the wheels going on for the half track. Then you build your front axles for the truck style steering, and you've got the drive wheels for the tracked area and the tracks themselves going together. And you don't need to glue them; they just push in and interlock, and it works reasonably well. Then you've got building up the hull sides and inserting all these parts together, and the radiator, and then you bring in the top and the sides in terms of the mud guards that go up the side above the tracks. You've got your bonnet and your protective frontage for the driver and the navigator, and their seats and the interior and the rear door. And then finally you're bringing it all together with stowage boxes, the gun, I think it's an MG-42 at the front and MG-34 at the back, and you've got your bumpers and your lights and your stowage boxes going on. And then last but not least, this wall with all the propaganda and abusive graffiti and a bit of the street, and you bring that all together, and then it tells you to put your decal on with your graffiti at the end. So that is that. So we've got 2 sprues, plus you've got your rubber band style tracks, which is kind of normal for the era. Yeah, not great I know, but they do the job, you know, they're okay. They work alright. And we have these 2 sprues. So we've got the one that's got the chassis on with all the drive sprockets, the spigots I should say, for the bogies. Here we've got the bonnet and the access panel to the engine. Here you've got the back door, and then you've got your sides, 2 sides of the hull here, armour plated of course. Not armour plated enough when a Sherman hits it, but that's another story. And then we've got the bits of the wall. We've got this rather intriguing wall where you put your graffiti and your propaganda posters. It's a bit strange actually, this kit, in that it depicts a North African scene on the front and then it's got a completely different alternative inside. So you can't actually make it look like it's in North Africa easily without some work. But anyway, here you've got your mud guards, and then you've got the front radiator cover and various stowage boxes, and then in the middle there you've got your wheels. And then the other sprue here, we've obviously got the piece of the street here. So you can see it's got the grid and the place where the wall sits. Lots of bricks out of place from where the damage to the walls occurred, been knocked down. Got your axle here, your 2 front tyres there, and then you've got some of these little figures that animate it nicely. You've got the guy here that operates the MG-42 at the front, and there's his gun, and then you've got the guy jumping down with his rifle in his hand, which is quite cool. And then you've got the looks like the steering wheel, and I'm not sure about the steering wheel. It looks very hard, doesn't it? It looks more like a cranking wheel really, but anyway. Then we've got our wheels. Then you've got your drive wheels, drive sprockets and idler wheels, and then you've got the wheels on the other side as well, and you've got the inner wheels here that are not seen so much, they're further back at the inboard side. And there we have it really. Oh, and here's the floor of course, into which the men sit. They're like boxes really, ammunition boxes underneath, but they double as seats or benches within the actual interior. So there you have it. However, one thing to add is that I actually built this and the Puma not that long ago. Didn't do a grade 1 job of it, I've got to be perfectly honest. workmanlike, I think. That's what you call it. And I actually created these along with these little figures that come with them. And I thought you might like to just see that before I sign off, because they are really nice little kits. These, you know, they always look good. I need to get them more in the frame, don't I? How's that? Is that better? I think it is. How's that? Yes, that's a bit better, I think. And you got your Puma with your, you know, it's got plenty of detail on this one, including it's got the rotating turret. The gun does go up and down, but I think I fixed mine for some reason, probably because I broke it or something. And yeah, got a nice, fairly decent scheme on this one, I think. And you can see it's got the spare wheel at the back. It's quite a dinky little thing, literally. And then the other one, I'm not going to move that so much because the little men keep falling over if I do, and it's you never quite grab his gun. There you go, he's fell over. Anyway, you get the idea. You're probably thinking, what's this? A grown man playing little Matchbox toys. Aren't we all the same though? Anyway, yeah, so it's a really nice kit. It's a shame they didn't do the North African thing. I think that's they probably missed a trick there, to be fair. But it's a really good one, and it's got a lot of little detail, and it's nice to see a Hanomag at such a small scale. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the review. Please stay tuned. If you like the actual video, please give us a thumbs up, give us a like. Don't forget to share and subscribe. If you think there are other people that might enjoy the video, please pass it on, because it's always nice to look back and see these things that we've perhaps experienced many years ago, and see them, you know, one or two examples that are still in like mint condition. Anyway, there'll be more coming along with this type of thing in the future, so please stay tuned, click the notification bell, and in the meantime, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again very soon. And meantime, thanks a lot and bye for now.